Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for finding me here. I'm Dr. Stefania. Thank you to all my new subscribers and all your beautiful comments. I do so appreciate you, and I thank you. And if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share. It really does help the channel as we connect into Source and spread the light and love around the world. It is the intention to just simply be the peace, the light, and the way to help everybody come back home to the source and truth of who you really are. And that is beautiful spiritual being of light and love. As I was tuning in as an avid and deep meditator, and I do receive messages of divine impartation, I connect with spiritual energy and spiritual angels. I was feeling very strongly that as I'm in the energy of meditation, I'm in the energy of Source, you feel the energy of your own spirit. You feel it. It's an experience, and that is that God is an experience. You cannot find God in the mind. You can only find it through connecting into meditation, into the Source. And as you get out of your own way, the mind of humans is like a prison. We're all prisoners of our own mind. You've got to get out of the mind, connect in with the breath, and be in with your meditation so that you can feel the energy that you are truly made of and get out of your own way. And so as you cultivate your own peace each and every day and make that a priority, you are helping the world come into balance and in peace. And you might think, well, how can that be? It's the activists, it's the, doing something that will help bring peace on this earth. And yes, all of that is true. Like if obviously you got to use your voice and to make changes because to change all of the wrongs in the world. But since we're all spiritual beings and we're all spiritual energy, we have to balance this energy. We have to be in our own peace. When we're connected to the peace and the light and the love that we truly are, and we are in balance, then all of our bodies are in balance. Spiritual body, mental body, physical body, emotional body. When we are in that balance, our energy is in balance, and all energy of your energy ever wants to be is in balance, as I've said before. And so if you are out of balance, if you're attached to a story in your mind, if you're attached to control, if you're attached to the past, if you're attached to the future, that means you're out of balance. Living in this present moment, getting more and more connected to the source of who you truly are, that spiritual energy, that feeling, that knowing, you're bringing yourself into a greater peace, and you're then emanating that peace unto others. And then you show up in every area of your life as that peace, as that grace, as that presence. So when you show up in a conversation, you show up at work, you show up in every situation with this peace, with this energy of balance. You don't react in the same way that you would normally react to a person that's bothering you, for example. When you're emanating in an energy of peace, you can see the compassion. You can meet somebody with compassion. You can meet them with the light. You recognize the light in somebody else, despite their lack of awakening, despite their actions. As you come into balance, you emanate that energy, and you're bringing balance into the world. So if we're all in balance and in peace within ourselves, we're going to be creating this beautiful, beautiful peace around the earth. And I know that may sound a little naive, like you could click on this channel the first time and say, what is she talking about? It's easier said than done. Of course, meditation is not easy. You have to stay the course. You have to take the time. You have to take the nurture. But I always say, if you're new to spiritual practice and you can't sit for more than 5 minutes, you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So make meditation a part of your day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Spread it out like that. So it's 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Start there. You need to drink water. You need to nurture the physical body. You also need to nurture the spiritual body and the soul. Most people are not even nurturing the soul at all. Hence, the absolute attachment and connection to the stories and the dramas and the prison of your own mind. And so I feel like, I'll always be imparting that in this channel, because to bring it back home to who you truly are as a spiritual being. And as you do awaken to this truth, you become more intuitive. You become your own guru. You connect to the spiritual energy, and you are then at the right place at the right time. You think about somebody they call, you're more connected into that quantum field, that quantum connection of energy, right? And so you're just thinking about something and then it happens, right? And so that's what happens when you begin to nurture your spiritual peace and your spiritual grace. So moving forward, I'm definitely going to be uploading some meditations that you can listen to, and I'll be uploading some energy Reiki videos as well on this channel to support all of your growth and awakening. So look out for those. Those will be coming very soon. So remember, your peace equals collective peace. Your balance, your grace equals collective balance and grace. It starts with you. And as you balance that mental body energy and get out of your own way and you let go and you let the flow, then the epiphanies, the divine revelation, the things that you need, the answers, the clarity comes when you get out of your own way. That leads me to my next thing. I was sort of feeling like that, you know, when things are working and you feel like, oh, I'm just going to give up. That's it. I'm going to give up. I have to give up. Things are working your way. That means you might be holding on to an energy of control. When you're trying to control something, you're trying to control an outcome, you're trying to achieve something and it's not working. Sometimes the energy of giving up is really just the energy of stepping back and letting go. And as you step back, you give up and you let go, you're letting go of the control and you're allowing yourself to be in balance. You're allowing your spiritual energy to come into a place where it can take over and then guide you into that new beginning, guide you into the steps forward. And I also feel like it is about that, taking one day at a time. We often get, I feel like for many of you out there, there's this energy of holding too tightly onto the past and allowing the past to fuel you. So when you get caught in the past, your mind is in the past, your body is in the present moment, and so you're living with your mind in the past, attached to a story, attached to a drama, attached to conflict, attached to core programming, and your body is in the present. Therefore, you're basically in a detachment of your whole balance, right? So I was getting a very strong feeling that for many of you, you need to come into this present moment and appreciate where you are in this now moment. You've got to come back into the energy of gratitude. You're here on this planet. You've got another day. Every day is a new beginning. Every day is a chance to start all over. Grateful for your breath. Grateful for the food that you can put in your body. Grateful for clean water. Getting back to the basics of the energy and also having more fun. I was feeling like to break away from the attachment to the past and what might be keeping you. It's keeping you out of your own bliss and into the energy of balance. You know, you look to the little children. If you look at kids and you see they're not attached to the past, they're not attached to the future, they just want to have fun. And that leads me to my next feeling. I was getting that in order to break free from the mental trauma of the past and also the future, because you can get too attached to future events, which is why, you know, it's better to let go sometimes if something's not working out in the divine time. You take a step back, allow yourself to breathe and have some fun and bring that energy of fun into your life. Like the little kids, like when was the last time you went to the playground and took a swing on the swing set, you know? Being in the energy of nurturing that inner child and being in the energy of gratitude helps you anchor into the present moment. Sharing a sweet smile with somebody. You never know when you walk down the street and you smile at somebody how it makes their day, you know? So I was also feeling like we're in this energy of a new moon. New moon just came up now in the last few hours, and so new moon is always a time to setting intentions to start a new beginnings, right? And I did say this in the last couple of weeks. I do feel like we are in a new cycle, and this is coming up even more strongly this week, and I feel like it's around the energy of this new moon. So setting your intentions to simply be in alignment with the greater essence of who you truly are as an intuitive being, and setting the intention to live a happy, prosperous life could be the most simple and beautiful thing that you could do for yourself on this day, because it allows you to surrender and let go, let the flow, and allow the energy of the divine essence to flow through you. It allows you to receive the divine impartation for yourself that you need to move forward. And I do feel like this month of June, like right now through the whole month of June, is a month of recovery. It feels to me like, you know, May was a very intense month. There's always a lot going on in the news. I feel like June is a month of recovery, of, you know, healing, of having fun, of bringing more of an energy of bliss. But remember, it starts with you. You've got to, if you stay attached to something, you know, that's not working, if you're attached to a negative attitude, if you're attached to negative thoughts, if you're repeating the same old thing, then you're going to keep yourself in that energy. You're simply not going to move into a new beginning of light vibration, of love and just bliss, right? And so it begins with you. I do feel also that June is going to be a very also creative month. I feel a lot of creative energy, and it's true, when we're more relaxed, when we're feeling more blissful, we're more in tune with the creative energy of the divine, and the divine is all creativity. If you ask any artist, like, music is a consciousness, art is a consciousness, right? Writing is a consciousness. You connect with that creative energy through consciousness, through greater consciousness. You don't just sit down and rack your, like, you know, if you ask any writer, a lot of writers will say, it just flowed through me, right? Same thing with art. You know, when I'm painting, that's one of my paintings in the back. When I'm painting, I'm totally and utterly, completely in the flow. The energy, the creative energy, which is the divine energy that I'm made of, and the painting just develops, it just births. And so I feel creative energy coming in very strongly, starting now and through the month, nurturing the creative energy. This doesn't mean that you have to be an artist, but doing things that connect you to that energy of lightness, an energy that lifts you up and helps you to feel more buoyant, you know, like you're floating on the water. So whatever that may be for you, but it could also simply be you receiving more creative ideas. So if there have been things that you haven't been able to find solutions to, if you take a step back, connect to your bliss, creative ideas and creative solutions, I feel, are at hand for June. So that's a really positive message. I feel that as we connect to our divine energy, that the creative solutions, the spiritual solutions, and all of that flow just comes through us. And so I feel that's going to be really important for June. I also feel, and this is sort of an extension, as I said, we're starting a new beginning. Collectively, you know, in May, there was a lot of the eclipses and a lot of, you know, events that are occurring. So how this may apply in your personal life, of course, it's going to resonate very differently for all of you. But I feel collectively, though, in terms of this year, the energies are so intense. There's going to be more big news, I feel, on the collective scale that kind of make us all go, ooh, wow, okay. Like, you know, you may hear surprising things about things people, like certain things that people have done, kind of thing. And it doesn't necessarily, like, it feels kind of jarring. But actually it feels very good because it's going to bring things more into balance. So, and this could also apply to people in your own personal life. I still feel like there's revelation coming, communication. There's this energy of communication in the air, and you could be receiving news. I feel like there's this energy of news that comes that may surprise you. There's a surprise in communication. So, you know, you'll take that how it resonates, and, you know, maybe you report back and say, hey, yeah, I did hear from so-and-so, but there could be some also collective communication on the news that does sort of feel surprising. I don't know why I was getting that, but I'm just going to put that out there for all of you. So don't forget to set your new intentions. Just stay in the ebb and the flow. Let's do it together. Take a deep breath. Slow down and pause. Set the intention. This day, I'm going to live in peace. I'm going to choose happiness. I'm going to choose the essence of the divine being that I am. I'm going to get out of my own way and let the love and the light flow. And I know that energy always goes before me as I go forth in faith and in grace, that everything is always working out for my divine and highest and greatest good. And so it is. So that is what I have for you for this week. I'll be uploading some more videos this week as well. And I wish you all a beautiful day, and namaste.